680's Richard Southern joins us now. And Richard, it's the type of competition we rarely, if ever, see in the Canadian cell phone market. There are big lineups, and as many take a look to take advantage of some cheap deals.
Yeah, I mean, this is something we've seen for the past couple of days, Francis. Long lineups at Rogers, Bell, and Telus stores. You're unable to get through on the phone or on the online chat. What happened was over the weekend, these big three cell phone providers offered a deal that matched an offer from Shaw's Freedom Mobile. It was for 10 gigabytes of wireless data a month for $60 per month. Typically, that sort of contract costs at least $115. So, not surprisingly, big scramble, everyone trying to change their contract over. Part of the story here is that the CRTC has now allowed phones to be mandated that they're unlocked. So, cell phone providers, they're unbundling the cost of the phone from the plan. Experts I'm talking to say we'll probably see more competition like this on price coming up, Francis, which is good because, as you know, we pay some of the highest cell phone bills in the world here in Canada.
And, of course, Rogers is our parent company of both 680 and City News.
Yes,
our parent company as well inked a deal to keep Hockey Night in Canada on the CBC.
Yeah, Ron, Don, and the rest of the gang will remain on CBC for Hockey Night in Canada. Rogers and the CBC have inked a 7-year deal that will keep not only Hockey Night broadcasts, but Stanley Cup playoff games on Canada's national broadcaster. Had a chance to talk to Scott Moore, the president of Sportsnet and NHL properties for Rogers.
Well,
It's definitely a business case, but it's also about making sure that the product is seen by the most number of Canadians, and that's important with a sport that is so ingrained in the culture like hockey.
As I know previously the CBC, they didn't receive any revenue from Rogers. Is that going to be the case under the new deal as well?
Our business terms are not something we discuss, but overall it's a very similar deal to the previous deal with a few tweaks to make it better for both sides.
What would Don Cherry say about this, do you think?
He said it's good Canadian tradition. That's what he'd say.
So, Francis, this is one of the highest rated shows every week. Typically, Hockey Night, they bring in about 7.5 million viewers. So staying on the CBC where it's always been and where it belongs.
Well, Facebook is going to use facial recognition technology to let you know the moment someone uploads a picture of you.
Yeah, so you're gonna get a notice, Francis, as soon as anyone puts a picture of you up on the site, even if you haven't been tagged in that picture. They're using new facial recognition technology, as you say, to do this. It's to prevent people from impersonating others on Facebook. The company also says it's an important way that it's fighting fake news. Alerting someone that another person is using their photo could result in better policing of inauthentic accounts. You're going to start to see these new notices starting on Thursday, Francis.
Why am I worried that this could go horribly wrong and some other guy with, some other brown guy with a goatee suddenly gets alerted if...
Oh, no, people can tell Francis apart from everyone else. Don't you worry about that, okay? Mr. Big Time News Anchor. We're not going to make any errors on that one, Francis.
So we have some pricey properties here in Toronto, but the most expensive real estate is actually not here at home or in Vancouver, New York, or Hong Kong. It turns out it's on the high seas.
Yeah, so there's this luxury boat that's cruising the oceans right now, and it is called the World. It's not your average ship. To get on, you have to buy an expensive stateroom, like a condo, and you live in the boat typically year-round as it sails the world. The vessel allows the wealthy to travel without ever leaving home. 12-deck ship has all your amenities, your golf simulator, your pools, your bars, your restaurants. As for the price, residents start at 290 square feet for $1.8 million and go up to 3,500 square feet for $15 million. But ownership, Francis, is restricted to those with at least $10 million in assets, and you have to pay $900,000 a year in maintenance fees. So that is your most expensive real estate in the world, sailing the oceans.
So have you decided what size your apartment's going to be?
I'm going to take the nicest one they have.
Good.
Yeah, we'll visit Antarctica. They apparently go all over the place.
Do they take guests? Will you be able to invite me over?
Sorry, I don't really have the room right now. Sorry.
Riff raff, okay.
No.
So it could be the future of transportation. We've talked about this, the Hyperloop, and now you've got the latest video from its testing.
Right, and it's, Elon Musk had been testing it out. Now, Richard Branson from the Virgin Group has his own Hyperloop that he's testing, and this is it right here. The Hyperloop version 1, reaching a record speed of 386 kilometers per hour, testing it out in the Nevada desert. And the pods quickly lift above the track in a reduced air pod, so there's no friction involved here. And Virgin looking to get these going, just like Elon Musk is. You could go from Toronto to Montreal in less than half an hour. So we'll keep an eye on all those testings for the Hyperloop.
That would be cool.
Sure would.
All right. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.